4 executions a day and rising. Iran's numbers have hit a 36-year high, with protesters, minorities, and alleged agents of the enemy increasingly on death row. As arrests expand and forced confessions surface, is this justice under pressure or a system tightening its grip amid war and unrest? Executions in Iran have surged to their highest level in more than 3 decades, according to a new joint human rights report. According to Iran Human Rights and Together Against the Death Penalty's joint report of 2026, at least 1,639 people were executed in 2025, marking the highest figure since 1989 in the aftermath of the Iran-Iraq War. If the data is believed, that translates to an average of nearly 4 executions per day. Researchers say the spike reflects a sharp escalation in capital punishment, particularly for drug-related and murder convictions. Drug-related executions rose by 58%, while murder-related death sentences increased by 79% compared to the previous year. At least 57 individuals, including 2 protesters, were executed on charges such as waging war against God and corruption on earth, terms often used in political and security cases. The report also highlights that at least 48 women were executed, marking the highest number in 2 decades. Human rights groups say many of these sentences were handed down by revolutionary courts following trials that lacked due process. Marginalized communities, including ethnic and religious minorities, were disproportionately represented among those executed, the report adds. The figures do not fully capture executions linked to the ongoing unrest and conflict environment in 2026. State media has confirmed at least 14 executions so far this year, while the Norway-based Hengor Organization for Human Rights reports evidence of up to 160 hangings since January. 7 of those executions were linked to protest activity following the launch of Operation Epic Fury in late February. Others were reportedly convicted of ties to the opposition group Mujahedin-e-Khalq or accused of espionage. Separately, the human rights activists' news agency has claimed that thousands of protesters were killed during the peak of nationwide unrest, though these figures remain independently unverified. In a further sign of intensification, Iran's judiciary has called for the acceleration of death penalty cases involving alleged agents and affiliates of the enemy. Meanwhile, Hooman Forouhari, a Zoroastrian religious figure, was arrested in Kerman on March 14th by the intelligence branch of Iran's Revolutionary Guards, according to reports. A source close to him told Iran International that Forouhari is under severe pressure to give a forced confession. Forouhari's wife, Minu Mehabani, a Zoroastrian researcher and cultural activist, was also arrested during the first week of Nowruz. The couple ran a Telegram channel called Poyandagan Ra Asha, which focused on teaching Zoroastrian religious content. The charges against them have not been announced, and there is no information about their health or current condition. As executions rise sharply amid political unrest and conflict, rights groups warn that Iran's use of capital punishment is entering a new phase, one that could have lasting implications for internal stability and international scrutiny. Iran has executed a 4th protester linked to unrest earlier this year, as authorities intensify a sweeping internal crackdown amid ongoing conflict with the United States and Israel. According to Iran International, citing judiciary-linked Mizan news agency, Ali Fahim was executed after being convicted in a case tied to a fire at a Basij base in eastern Tehran during January protests. Fahim was among 7 individuals arrested following the January 8th incident at the Shahid Mahmoud Kaveh Basij base. All were charged with enmity against God, a capital offense under Iranian law. 3 others, Amir Hossein Hatami, Mohammad Amin Biglari, and Shahin Vahedparast, had already been executed in connection with the same case. The executions come amid heightened domestic security operations, with Iranian authorities linking internal unrest to foreign-backed destabilization efforts. According to Press TV, Iranian police have arrested hundreds of individuals accused of ties to US and Israeli-linked networks. In Western Tehran alone, authorities said 235 individuals were identified, with 93 subsequently imprisoned following court rulings.
Through technical intelligence operations and comprehensive police investigations, intelligence agents in the Khuzestan Police Intelligence Organization successfully identified and arrested the individuals who were cooperating with hostile media, particularly the so-called Iran International and Monoto networks, over the past 72 hours.
In a separate operation, police in Khuzestan province reported the arrest of 138 individuals accused of collaborating with what officials described as subversive schemes linked to foreign actors. Authorities allege the suspects were involved in organizing unrest, spreading pro-Western narratives, and transmitting sensitive material to external media outlets. Iranian officials say the arrests are part of broader counterintelligence operations launched in response to what they describe as coordinated efforts by the United States and Israel to destabilize the country during wartime conditions. Law enforcement agencies have also urged the public to report suspicious activity, warning of ongoing attempts to incite unrest and undermine national security. The developments highlight a parallel internal front, as Iran continues to respond militarily to external strikes while tightening control domestically. As executions mount and mass arrests expand, Tehran's response signals a dual-track strategy, confronting external adversaries on the battlefield, while moving aggressively to suppress dissent at home. Iran has confirmed the killing of a key figure at the heart of its security apparatus, marking yet another escalation in the widening regional conflict. Majid Khademi, the intelligence chief of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, has been killed in what Tehran says were joint US-Israeli strikes. The announcement, made on April 6th, comes amid an intensifying cycle of retaliation across the Middle East. Khademi had only assumed the role in June 2025, replacing General Mohammad Kazemi, who himself was killed in earlier Israeli strikes. His appointment came during a period of sustained targeting of Iran's top military and intelligence leadership. According to Israeli officials, Khademi was among the most senior remaining figures within the IRGC. Confirming the killing, Israel's defense minister warned that Israel will continue to hunt Iranian regime officials one by one.
In Tehran, we eliminated Majid Khademi, the head of the intelligence organization of the Revolutionary Guards, one of those directly responsible for this war and among the top leadership of the organization. The Revolutionary Guards are targeting civilians. We are targeting those who lead terror. Iran's leadership is now living under constant pressure. We will continue to eliminate them one by one. I have made it clear if attacks on Israeli civilians continue, we will respond by striking and severely damaging Iran's national infrastructure.
The Israeli military said the operation was part of a broader campaign aimed at dismantling Iran's intelligence and external operations network.
Guided by precise intelligence from military intelligence, the Air Force struck overnight in Tehran and eliminated Majid Kotam Qassini Khademi, head of the intelligence organization of the Revolutionary Guards.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also praised the operation of successfully neutralizing Iranian regime figures.
Tonight, we eliminated Majid Khademi, head of the intelligence division in the Revolutionary Guards, one of the Iranian regime's senior officials, who had only recently assumed his role after his predecessor was eliminated.
He further said that another IRGC official was successfully killed by Israeli forces.
In addition, we eliminated Asghar Bakri, commander of Unit 840 in the Quds Force, who is responsible for attacks against Jews and Israelis around the world.
A largely shadowy figure, Khademi reportedly held a PhD in national security and a PhD in strategic defense sciences. The IRGC described him as one of its most experienced and influential figures in Iran's security establishment, having played a key role in shaping the country's intelligence and security operations over nearly 5 decades of service. From 2018 to 2022, Khademi served as the head of the Information Protection Organization of the Iranian Ministry of Defense and Armed Forces Support, replacing Asghar Mirjafari. From July 2022 onwards, Khademi worked as the head of the Intelligence Protection Organization at the Iranian Defense Ministry. He had also been mentioned in some reports as a potential successor to Hossein Taib, who previously headed the IRGC Intelligence Organization, a role with which Khademi was associated until at least 2014. Khademi's killing is being seen as part of a sustained decapitation strategy targeting Iran's military leadership. In recent months, several high-ranking officials have been eliminated, including senior commanders and intelligence figures, significantly weakening the command structure of the Revolutionary Guards. Khademi's death is unlikely to be the final chapter. Instead, it signals a deepening confrontation, where targeted killings and counterstrikes are rapidly becoming the defining feature of this conflict.